Betta fish, those little underwater jewels with dazzling colors and flowering fins. They are often the first fish many of us fall in love with. But let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a betta in one of those tiny little cups at a pet store, or cramped inside a decorative vase on someone's desk? Here's the truth. Why bettas are hardy, keeping them in small spaces is one of the biggest mistakes fish keepers make. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most debated topics in the fish keeping world. What's the best tank size for a betta fish? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know the ideal tank size, but also how tank size impacts your betta's health, behavior, and even their lifespan. And trust me, some of these facts are going to surprise you. Let's start by busting some few myths. Myth number 1. Bettas can live happily in small bowls. This myth started because white bettas live in shallow rice paddies and slow-moving puddles in Southeast Asia. But here's the catch. Those puddles are part of a huge floodplain with gallons and gallons of water stretching far and wide, not tiny bowls. Myth number 2. They survive in cups at the store, so they must be fine in small tanks. Nope, these cups are simply temporary ways to keep bettas separated, since they can be aggressive. Imagine being stuck in a closet for weeks. Sure, you would survive, but will you thrive? That's the difference. Myth number 3. Smaller tanks means less work. Actually, smaller tanks get dirty faster, which means more frequent cleaning, unstable water conditions, and very stressed out bettas. So, right away, we know those little 1-gallon bowls you see online aren't doing your fish any favor. Now let's talk science. Why does tank size matter so much? Think of it like this. Fish live in a constant exchange with their water. They breathe in oxygen, breathe out waste, and that waste turns into ammonia, a chemical that's deadly in high amounts. In a small tank, ammonia builds up fast. In a larger tank, it gets diluted and filtered more effectively. Bigger tank size also provide more oxygen exchange, meaning your betta can breathe easier. Stable water temperatures, no wide swings that could shock your fish. Room for enrichment, plants, decorations, hiding spots, and even tank mates if you want to try a community setup. And here's the most important part. Bettas are actually very curious, active fish. Give them space and they'll patrol their territory, flare their fins, and show off natural behaviors you'd never see in small bowls. So, what's the magic number? The absolute minimum recommended tank size for a betta is 5 gallons. Why 5? Because it's large enough to hold stable water parameters and small enough to fit on a desk or dresser. In a 5-gallon tank, your betta has room to swim, explore, and live much healthier. But if you want to see your betta truly thrive, consider going even larger. Many keepers swear by 10 gallons or more. Imagine the difference between living in a studio apartment versus living in a full-size house. Same idea. Now, I know some people will ask, but what about a 2.5 gallons? Well, while a 2.5 gallon tank is technically better than a bowl, it's really harder to keep it clean and balanced. Long term, it's not ideal. Let me give you a real world example. I once kept 2 bettas, one in a 2.5 gallon tank and one in a 10 gallon planted tank. The difference was night and day. The betta in a smaller tank stayed near the surface most of the time, not very active. The one in a 10 gallon tank, he swam laps, explored every corner, and his colors popped brighter than ever. It's kind of like the difference between being stuck in an elevator versus living in a house with a backyard. Which life would you rather choose? Let's list out some benefits of giving your betta more space. 1. Longer lifespan. Bettas in larger tanks can live 4 to 5 years, sometimes longer. 2. Healthier environment. Fewer diseases caused by stress or poor water quality. 3. More natural behavior. Bubble nest, flaring, and exploring. 4. Better aesthetics. Let's be honest, a well-decorated 10-gallon looks stunning compared to a plain little cup. 5. Easier maintenance. Bigger tanks stay cleaner, longer, and water changes are less frequent than tiny bowls. So not only is your betta happier, but you are also making your own job easier. Okay, so you have decided on a 5 or 10 gallon tank. What next? Here's what you need. A proper filter. Bettas don't like strong currents. So go with a gentle sponge filter or adjustable filter. A heater. Bettas are tropical fish and their comfort zone is between 76 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 24 to 28 degrees Celsius. Live or sick plants. Give them places to hide and explore. Live plants also help balance the water. A secure lid. Bettas are jumpers. Don't risk finding your betta fish on the floor. Substrate and decor. Sand, gravel, caves, and safe ornaments to make the tank feel like home. And here's a pro tip. Always circle your tank before adding your betta. That means establishing beneficial bacteria that can break down ammonia. This step alone can save your betta's life. Another reason bigger tanks are better. Tank mates. Now, not all bettas tolerate other fish, but in a 10-gallon or larger, you can try peaceful companions like snails, shrimps, or certain schooling fish. But remember, each betta has a unique personality. Some are chill, others are territorial. The bigger the tank, the more escape routes and hiding spots for everyone, reducing stress and conflict. You'd never be able to try this in a tiny 2-gallon setup. So, what's the best home for your betta? The answer is simple. The bigger, the better. At minimum, give your betta 5 gallons. But if you can, go for a 10 or even 20. Your betta will thank you by living longer, looking brighter, and showing off all the amazing behaviors that makes them one of the most beloved fish in the hobby. Remember, when you bring home a betta, you're not just buying a fish, you're giving a living creature a home. And the size of that home makes all the difference. So next time you see those tiny little bowls on the shelf, you'll know better, and hopefully, after today, you'll make the choice to give your betta the space they truly deserve. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more fish keeping tips, and let me know in the comments, what size tank do you keep your betta in? Until next time, happy fish keeping.